Hi guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Dyslexic Reader, and today I wanted to have a bit of a bookish chat with you. It's not something that I've scripted or really thought about, it was just something that came to my mind when I was reading last night, and I wanted to know if you've ever thought of this or experienced something similar. So my current read is The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova, which I have been thoroughly enjoying. It is a chunk of a book. I was out with my dad and he picked it up and he was like, this book is heavy, like it actually weighs a ton, and it does. It's about 700 pages and they're big pages. It's a big, it's a large paperback. It's the size of like a big hardback, and it is dense in text as it is in weight, and that's really what I wanted to talk about. It's reading books slowly, and is it a slump or like is it the book? So I'm doing a lot of imming and ahhing, and that's because I said I didn't think this through. I've been reading this book slowly. I've been on it for about 10 days and I've only got about 300 pages in, which is not for me, especially if I haven't had an overly busy week. But I'm really enjoying the book, and when I sit down to read, I'm really enjoying it. But I'm finding that the progress is slow. Like, it's taking me actually a long time to read a page. I'm having to stop and Google a lot of words because it's very historical, The Historian. There's a lot of terms and stuff that I haven't heard of, so that's probably taking up a lot of time, but it's just slow to read. There's a lot of different languages and things in it. And I'm finding that I'm super into the story. I can't wait to pick it up again. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not sure it's going to be 5 stars because there are a few things I don't gel about, but that's for like a review wrap up. But I find when I pick it up, I only want to read like one chapter. And on that one chapter, I'm like, right, I'm going to set this down. I'm going to do something else, and I go and do something for an hour. And then I'm really looking forward to getting back to it and reading more. It's not that I'm like done with a book or not enjoying it, but it's not something that you could sit down for an hour and knock out 100 pages. I couldn't read that for an hour solid. And I don't know if it's like the book is really good, but I'm in a reading slump, or is it just the right way for me to approach this book? And it reminded me of at the start of the year when I read one of my favourite books of the year, probably in my top 3 so far. And that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which I read in January. And it is not even half the size of this, and it took me about 2 or 3 weeks to read it, because I was reading it like one chapter at a time, just really letting it sink in, going and doing other things, thinking about it and coming back and reading a little bit. And I enjoyed it while I was reading it, and I absolutely loved it the whole way through, loved every aspect of it, as I gave it 5 stars. But it was not a fast read, as opposed to, say, The Book of Tomorrow, which I read, I don't think I read it in June, I must have read it in May, which was like a 500-page book that I finished in 24 hours, and it got a 4 star. I really, really enjoyed it as well. It was quite a high 4 star, I think. So that I really enjoyed, but it was a completely different type of book. Like, I just didn't want to put it down. I was so invested, and it was actually like quick to read. Like, a page was taking me like 40 seconds. I was just flicking and flicking and flicking. But that doesn't mean that it was any better of a book or any more of an enjoyable book than The Secret History or The Historian. And it just got me to thinking that sometimes I think we feel like we're in reading slumps because it takes us a long time to finish a book, or we don't want to just sit down and read. But that's not necessarily a reading slump, or more the right approach to take to that book. And then I think a lot of people get disheartened and maybe want to put it down and start something else that they could get through quicker, which leads on to a totally different thing about like the whole Goodreads soul and read so many, and it's more accomplished to read more books, whereas every year I'm trying to read the same amount of pages but less books, so I can get round to like the big chunky books that I haven't read yet. So I always set my Goodreads goals at 52, which is a book a week, which I always achieve, but I try to set a page goal for the year, and it doesn't matter if 52 books fill that goal or 100 pages fill that, or 100 books fill that goal. It's more about the pages, which leaves me more free to take time with books and to read longer books with more pages, because I'm not worried about like I haven't finished a book this week. But even at that, I'm not getting a lot of pages read this week either, because as I said, I'm just going through this so slowly. I'm going to really try and get it finished for Friday night, because I'm filming this on Wednesday, but it probably won't be up to Thursday or Friday. I'm really trying to finish this for Friday night because I'm really busy on Saturday and Sunday, and then on Sunday night at midnight the reading rush begins, and I have my full TBR up for that already. I'm doing a Percy Jackson theme this year, which should be interesting. But I would like to get this out of the way because I don't really want to read like 600 pages and then have 100 pages to follow, like finish a week after. But I've decided this morning, as I was thinking about all this, I'm not going to rush it. And if it comes to Friday, Saturday, Sunday and it's not finished, that's fine. I can set it aside, I can read my reading rush for the week, and then I can come back to it, because I wouldn't want to rush it and then like destroy the essence of the book. Because as I said, I think this is a book that you do need to take slowly and just enjoy, and I think it might be that way for me, but it might not be that way for you. And there are some books that maybe you would need to take more slowly and digest, where I may read slightly quicker. I'm a slow reader, so I doubt it, but you get what I'm trying to say. So I think we just need to look at the whole, read so many books, and it's not that that's wrong, it's not that Goodreads goal is wrong. I love Goodreads goals and looking at everyone's goals and hearing how many books everyone has read, but I think a lot of the times we think slow reading equals reading slump, and that's not necessarily the case. But let me know what you think down below. This is more of a video to start discussions. I'm really just interested. I don't have a fully formed opinion. I was just thinking about this morning, and when I made my cup of tea I thought I would stick the camera on. So I'm really interested to like hear your thoughts and to get some discussions going. So please comment down below. That would be fabulous. I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're all happy. I hope you're all staying safe, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.